Hey, Futurist Jim Carroll from the virtual broadcast studio. Listen, I wanted to expand on my daily inspiration post that I put out this morning. What I wrote was this. We've now entered the stage where we are talking about the need to build a gymnasium for robots to learn how to be robots. And like this might sound a little wonky, but this is something that is really absolutely fascinating in terms of what is going on in our world today. And I want to explain what this is all about because I think this is one of those trends that you need to understand because what it does is it helps to make this crazy science fiction like future that we've been talking about forever become very real, very fast. Here's where it all begins. I was in Houston last week. I was speaking at a group called YPO Gold. This is the Young Presidents Association and specifically the Gold Group. So these are senior executives who've been in YPO for a long time. These were CEOs of companies with sales of $1 billion to $100 million to a couple of $1 billion. Room of about 150 and their spouses. And I took them on a pretty wide ranging tour of everything having to do with artificial intelligence. And this included an overview of what I call the AI megatrends. Uh, because I watched the video on the way down to Houston, I ended up talking about NVIDIA's Dev Day, which occurred last week, which led me into the world of digital twin technology and something called Project Groot and a gym for robots. And I want to explain all this to you because this is actually really absolutely fascinating stuff. So let's first talk about the AI megatrends. If you've been following me, you know that I've been trying to emphasize to everybody that look, AI is bigger than you think. It's not ChatGPT. It's not what you're doing to draw images on Midjourney and DALL-E, stuff like that. It's way bigger than you think. And I'll share with you these slides that I used in Houston last week, where I put this AI megatrends issue into perspective and really explaining to this group of CEOs that look, AI is way bigger than you think. It involves such things as algorithms and autonomous vehicles and computer vision and deep learning and we're seeing being implemented in big ERP systems like SAP and that from Oracle and Salesforce. It's also generative technology, which goes far beyond ChatGPT and machine learning and neural networks and natural language processing, all this stuff. And what I did was I took them on a sort of a visual voyage of what some of this stuff means, and I emphasized to them, and you need to think the same way. You don't need to know how AI works. You need to know about its disruptive impact, the opportunities it presents, and the challenges it might present. So, I mean, I took them on a tour of the fact that AI is already all around us. So for example, algorithms. I mean, very good example is John Hancock's Vitality Life Insurance and Group Benefit Wellness product, where it monitors healthcare devices, connected bioconnectivity devices with patients and the insured. And if you're showing good healthcare activities, you're working out and you get good blood pressure control and glucose control and all these things, the algorithm is going to give you a discount on your insurance. I mean, we're surrounded by algorithms already. They're in your Fitbits, they're in your Apple Watch, they're on Amazon. I mean, everywhere you go, you're part of the AI algorithm. I talked about autonomous vehicles, and for example, the Tesla, not full self-driving technology, but it's an absolutely fascinating technology of autonomy. And this type of autonomy is coming to other industries. It's coming to trucking. It's coming to agriculture with self-driving tractors and self-driving combines. And this stuff uses an aspect of AI we call neural networks, where there's a lot of processing, a lot of analysis of the world, in a very sophisticated fashion to determine the actions that should be pursued next. I talked a lot about computer vision and the fact that, look, in the world of medical diagnosis, computer vision, the ability to interpret X-rays or identify disease is already far more sophisticated, more reality than what we can do as a human. I took them on a tour of a service called PimEyes, and this is really, really cool. PimEyes.com. Go try it out. And so for what I did, for example, here was I uploaded a picture of me and explained that, there's something called machine learning happening where it takes that picture and you're going to watch it unfold here in real time. It looks all over the web to identify where there are similar pictures of me. I mean, this is the type of thing being used by police forces and crime investigation agencies, and this is a little Minority Reportish, but this is machine learning, a fascinating example. So in my case, the hundreds of websites where my picture happens to be located. I talked about natural language processing, and this is the stuff with ChatGPT and things like that. And look, we're just barely scratching the surface. So OpenAI is working with something called Sora. This is text to video image generation. So here somebody has simply typed in, create me a video of a dancing robot, or give me a litter of golden retrievers, coming out of the snow. And the AI text to Video natural language processing takes that text prompt and turns it into a video. Well, this is going to be absolutely staggering stuff as this comes to our world, because the sophistication of what AI text to video is going to be able to do, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Borneo wildlife on a river. I mean, this is AI generated. I mean, this is mind-boggling, and it's unknown when OpenAI is going to bring this to our world, but it's going to be crazy. We've got natural language processing, and that's the type of thing we see in AI translation, which is already coming along at a furious pace. We're seeing robotics. So, for example, Boston Robotics, where what it is doing with these little robotic devices. The example I use out in an energy plant in California, in an Ontario hydro nuclear plant, where we've got these little robots which are being used for maintenance and predictive diagnostics of the facility. Can do things and go into hazardous locations where humans might not otherwise be able to go. So a tremendous acceleration of robotic technology, tremendous acceleration of what we call cobots, and these are cooperative robots. So this is where the robot comes out of the cage and can work alongside humans. So we're seeing advanced cobotic technology in the Tesla plant, in Audi plants, and other manufacturing facilities. So all of these things were part of the tour that I took these CEOs on. Virtual assistants, we're going to see these coming into healthcare, because we've got a big healthcare crisis coming, and we need a lot of additional expertise to help provide for the flood of baby boomers who are all going to become sick and end up in hospitals and nursing care facilities. So, I took them on this tour and I explained, if you think about what is happening, I've been using this little video in a lot of keynotes. A lot of where we're going in the future is what happens when we bring together technologies like ChatGPT, machine robotics, machine vision, a whole bunch of AI capabilities all at once. So what happens in this video is they've got a robot, it's got machine vision, and they're typing into a computer, identify for me the extinct animal, pick it up and move it to the side of the table. So what happens with the artificial intelligence system here is it figures out an extinct animal, probably a dinosaur. It uses machine vision to figure out where the dinosaur is on the table, picks it up and moves it to the side. Now, this might not seem like terribly exciting stuff, but this is an example of where we are going in our future. We are marrying together a lot of sophisticated AI capabilities, the type of stuff that I just took you on a tour of, with machine vision, with machine learning, with generative models, and it's taking us into a new and different future. And what I always emphasize in my keynotes, and I've been doing a tremendous number of AI-related keynotes, is all of this is happening crazy fast. I mean, you cannot appreciate the speed with which this is unfolding. So as I was flying to Houston last week, I happened to download the NVIDIA. Let me play that for you again. I played it too quick, but I downloaded the NVIDIA Development Day keynote. It is about 2.5 hours long, and I watched it on the plane on the way down. And this is NVIDIA, as you know, is the company behind the chip and the boards, behind a lot of the processing power of artificial intelligence today. And Jensen Huang made this comment that to me is absolutely mind-boggling. And I'm going to go play it again because you might not have caught the significance of what it is. So I got to go back a slide. I'm going to go forward one slide, and if I can, play this again. And how do I do this? I can't do that, so it doesn't matter. The thing is, we need to build a gym so that the robot can figure out how to be a robot. And this is what I observed by watching the whole NVIDIA Tech Development Day. And you have to understand, this was held in the same arena where the San Jose Sharks from the NHL play their concerts. And I mean, there were thousands of people in there. There were more people in the event than go to an NHL game. And I watched the video on the way down. And what he was talking about was, a lot of their plans for where they plan to go with a lot of the NVIDIA architecture. And, an event like this is a little bit aspirational. It talks about their plans for the future, what they hope to bring to the world. But this particular video segment is really, really powerful.
We need a simulation engine that represents the world digitally for the robot, so that the robot has a gym to go learn how to be a robot.
Statement boggles my mind. And what this has to do is with what we call digital twin technology. And, oops, I got my password screen up here. I've been writing about digital twin technology and the marriage of artificial intelligence, digital twin, and virtual reality for quite some time. I mean, if you go to the AI section of my website, it's not called artificial intelligence, it's called artificial intelligence, robotics, and digital twin technology, because I have long viewed that what is happening here is these trends are coming together in a very powerful way that are providing a pathway for the future for agriculture, for farming, for product design, for management of energy utility facilities, for just about everything. And look, I mean, it goes back 10 pages, 10 pages of posts where I'm writing about all this stuff. And in particular, I wrote about this in my 23 Trends for 2023 series. Trend number 17, non-immersive VR and AR. And you have to think about what is going on here. The rage 2022 was, we were going to Facebook, Meta, and all these people were going to go into these virtual headsets and, hang around this virtual world. And what I was writing about, that's really not what it's about. What is happening was when we bring together digital twin technology and virtual reality, that headset, and we bring together artificial intelligence, we're going to create a mind-boggling world. And a big part of this is what is going on with digital twin technology. And I think you need to understand what is happening here. So I'm going to play you a little clip. It's about 3 minutes long from the NVIDIA keynote, which sort of describes what digital twin technology is all about.
The future of heavy industries starts as a digital twin. The AI agents helping robots, workers, and infrastructure navigate unpredictable events in complex industrial spaces will be built and evaluated first in sophisticated digital twins. This Omniverse digital twin of a 100,000 square foot warehouse is operating as a simulation environment that integrates digital workers, AMRs running the NVIDIA Isaac Perceptor stack, centralized activity maps of the entire warehouse from 100 simulated ceiling mount cameras using NVIDIA Metropolis, and AMR route planning with NVIDIA cuOpt. Software in loop testing of AI agents in this physically accurate simulated environment enables us to evaluate and refine how the system adapts to real-world unpredictability. Here, an incident occurs along this AMR's planned route, blocking its path as it moves to pick up a pallet. NVIDIA Metropolis updates and sends a real-time occupancy map to cuOpt, where a new optimal route is calculated. The AMR is enabled to see around corners and improve its mission efficiency. With generative AI-powered Metropolis Vision Foundation models, operators can even ask questions using natural language. The visual model understands nuanced activity and can offer immediate insights to improve operations. All of the sensor data is created in simulation and passed to...
So I'll pause it there, but let me explain what is happening. So what a digital twin is we're using technology to create a virtual image of the world. So in this case, what they're showing in the NVIDIA video is we're using a digital twin to create an exact replica of a planned warehouse and how we will utilize that warehouse, how the robotics inside that warehouse will operate, how we might use such things as the industrial Internet of Things for management and monitoring of that robot. So what we are doing with digital twin technology is we are imagining something in the physical world using a lot of sophisticated software before we actually build it or implement it in the physical world. So for example, another example in the world of manufacturing, a digital twin process, we might build a digital twin of a manufacturing process before we actually commit to bringing it to the world. We might use sophisticated headset technology, virtual reality technology, augmented reality technology, digital twin technology to imagine a complete manufacturing process or a surgical process or a warehouse process or something else before we commit to doing it. So digital twin technology is extremely powerful, extremely significant, and it's a pillar of where we are really going in this artificial intelligence world. There's another video in the NVIDIA keynote where they give you examples of the use of digital twins. So digital twin, for example, designing a car. We're seeing a lot of rapid prototyping of design as a result of digital twin technology. We're seeing changes to manufacturing. We're going into a world, and this is particularly relevant, where they announced a partnership that they are going to support the Apple virtual reality headset, Apple Vision Pro, so that we can use digital twin concepts to visualize our world before it's actually created. And you need to understand this trend because it is powerfully significant. And what NVIDIA is saying is, look, we're going to get behind this digital twin concept in a big way with what we are doing with our artificial intelligence platform. And we're going to support it. And the way we're going to support that is through something that we call Project Groot. And again, this is a little bit aspirational, but they're setting setting a marker on the road as to where they plan to go in the future. And let me play a little clip from that. Oh no! Before I play the clip, here's an example of what's going on. What we've got on the we've got a drummer who's learning how to drum. We're capturing that drummer using digital twin concept technology. So we're capturing the drumming actions, and we're using that to teach the robot how to drum. That's the idea of building a gymnasium for the robot. And watch this video where they talk about Project Groot, because this is sort of where artificial intelligence and digital twin technology and robotics comes together all at once.
It's not enough for humans to imagine. We have to invent and explore and push beyond what's been done.
A fair amount of detail.
We create smarter and faster. We push it to fail so it can learn. We teach it, then help it teach itself. We broaden its understanding to take on new challenges with absolute precision and succeed. We make it perceive and move and even reason so it can share our world with us. This is where inspiration leads us, the next frontier. This is NVIDIA Project Groot. A general-purpose foundation model for humanoid robot learning. The Groot model takes multimodal instructions and past interactions as input and produces the next action for the robot to execute. We developed Isaac Lab, a robot learning application to train Groot on Omniverse Isaac Sim. And we scale out with Osmo, a new compute orchestration service that coordinates workflows across DGX systems for training and OVX systems for simulation. With these tools, we can train Groot in physically based simulation and transfer zero shot to the real world. The Groot model will enable a robot to learn from a handful of human demonstrations, so it can help with everyday tasks and emulate human movement just by observing us. This is made possible with NVIDIA's technologies that can understand humans from videos, train models in simulation, and ultimately deploy them directly to physical robots. Connecting Groot to a large language model even allows it to generate motions by following natural language instructions.
Hi, GL1. Can you give me a high five?
Sure thing. Let's high five.
Can you give us some cool moves?
Sure. Check this out.
All this incredible intelligence is powered by the new Jetson Thor robotics chips, designed for Groot, built for the future. With Isaac Lab, Osmo, and Groot, we're providing the building blocks for the next generation of AI-powered robotics.
I mean, I think you want to go back and watch that video a few times just to understand what they are proposing can be built. There's a couple of key phrases in there, and I keep taking it apart, but one of the key phrases is that the robot can learn simply from observing the humans. So what we're doing is we're really creating something where, the simple action is that the robot can observe what the human is doing from a visual perspective, and from that undertake a series of actions. I mean, that's what a gym for robots is. And I don't know about you, but when I think about the implications of what is happening here, as we bring together artificial intelligence and digital twin technology concepts and augmented reality, virtual reality, such as found with the Apple Vision Pro headset, it's all coming together in a very powerful and significant way. And so I've been sort of dubious on this whole, humanoid robot trend. But then I watched that and I realized that, yeah, there is something that is extremely big, extremely far-reaching, and extremely fast coming about. And it really goes to that phrase. I mean, this phrase is my new favorite thing. We're learning how to build a simulation engine for robots. We're learning how to build a gymnasium for robots so robots can learn.
We need a simulation engine that represents the world digitally for the robot, so that the robot has a gym to go learn how to be a robot.
I mean, to me, this just boggles my mind. I mean, this brings it all together. This is what is happening with the fact that the AI megatrends are bigger than what you're doing with ChatGPT. And this is why I'm out talking to CEOs, like I did in Houston last week at this event called the Art of Innovation, Artificial Intelligence, taking them into the AI megatrends, helping them understand there's a bigger disruptive future happening here, helping them understand something really massively transformative is happening here, and it's happening at the staggering speed at which technology is now unfolding. So a lot of thoughts expressed in this video. I don't know if I did a absolutely good job of trying to explain what is happening, but I'm going to be working on explaining this more and more, because I think it's one of the most powerful disruptive trends of our time, bringing together all of those trends all at once, and leading us into a world where it's, we're now at the point in realizing we can build a gym for robots to figure out how to be robots. That's it. Futurist Jim Carroll from the virtual broadcast studio. Oh, and that's it. By the way, you can learn about all this stuff over my artificial intelligence website. Have a visit. I rebuilt it over the weekend to concentrate and provide insight on a bunch of the AI related keynotes I've been doing in the last year or so. You might find it of interest. And look, you need to be thinking about the AI megatrends. It's all bigger than you think. Futurist Jim Carroll.